Welcome to VLearn. This is session 4 of Human-Computer Interface. Today we are going to cover different topics like natural language interfaces, advantages along with the disadvantages. Then we will cover the map of entire human-computer network interaction, use and context of computers. Then we will cover human characteristics, computer system and the interface architecture, the development process, why study human use of computer system. So these are the topics that we will cover in today's session. So let us discuss first topic of today's session, that is natural language interfaces advantages. When we talk about the advantages of the natural language interfaces, then first advantage is that no training is required to manipulate natural language. That is, you just tell the computer what you want to do and the computer will understand, because you are making use of the natural language interfaces. It can be quicker than the keyboard entry. If you are using interface of the natural language, then keyboard can be less frequent than that of the natural language interfaces. Hands-free could be invaluable in some environment. It can be used by the disabled. Another important advantage that is provided by the natural language interfaces is that it can be used by the disabled people. As far as the disadvantages are concerned, so disadvantages of natural language interfaces are that they still contain some sort of bugs. Emerging technology is there, but still bugs are there basically. Difficulty dealing with the standardization, because bugs are there. So the natural language interfaces are not standardized as they are supposed to be. Difficult to recognize all the different ways of saying things. Right? So हमें एक ही बात को कहने की कई स्टाइल हो जाते हैं, जिसकी वजह से रिकॉग्नाइज करना डिफरेंट मुश्किल हो जाता है, कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाता है. Artificial languages are often more precise. Artificial language is that branch of computer science that is dealing with the implementation of the natural language interfaces. And our scientists are successful 70% in this area, जिसमें हम human like language को use करते हैं, so that computer उसी language को use करके काम करें. Next one is use and context of computers. Now, problems of fitting computer, their uses and the context of use together. So, computer और उसका usage, these are the two sort of context that we have to use. Social organization and work. Humans are interacting social beings. They are considered model for the human activity. Small group, organization, socio-technical system, they all form the use and context of the computer. Quality of work life. There are different application areas where human-computer interface can be used, like characteristics of application domain, individual versus group work. These are the areas where computers are used very widely. Networking में हम देख सकते हैं. There are different popular styles that make use of the interfaces, that is document production. Means we are going to cover basically those application areas where human-computer interface plays a very prominent role. XYZ चाहे वो मैगजीन हो, न्यूज़पेपर हो या बुक्स हैं, डॉक्यूमेंट प्रोडक्शन जहाँ पर भी है वहाँ पर ह्यूमन कंप्यूटर इंटरफेसेस की बहुत ज़रूरत है. बहुत यूटिलाइजेशन वाला एरिया है. Communication is said to be the backbone of any organization. So just to make the communication very smooth, we can make use of the interfaces. We can design tutorials. We can provide help menus, multimedia information, so that chaos can be improved, continuous control can be achieved, and guided system, that is copy of home appliances. Human machine fit and adaptation. So that is basically to improve the linkage between the design object and its uses. Human computer interface plays a very prominent role. Suppose you have purchased an oven or microwave, a computer, laptop, any sort of device or product you have used. Now you want to make use of it. So interface plays a very prominent role in getting a link between the designed object and its usage. Sometimes we are not able to invoke specific features of that particular product. So by making use of interfaces, we can efficiently use these products. So while designing the interface, we have to keep this thing in the mind that it should be designed in such a way so that the target can be achieved or the purpose can be solved. How systems are selected and adapted, how user improvise within system, how system adapt to the user, customization, how the user adapt to the system, training. Sometimes if the person is not able to use a product or service, then he or she may require some sort of training. So human computer interface help us to provide a sort of training, to guide the audience, to provide better documentation, to help in getting the things done, in handling the error part. So as a human being, every human being is having a sort of memory, perception, motor skills in the sense motor nerves, attention, problem solving attitude, learning, skill acquisition, motivation, conceptual models, diversity. So these are the things that comes at the part of human being. Language, communication part, interaction, aspects of the language, syntax, semantics, pragmatics, conversation interaction, specialized language, and ergonomics. These are the things that has to play a very important role. When the human being are working in a social environment, then human interface plays a very important role. Now, let us discuss some characteristics of the human that will help us to implement a sort of interface. To understand the human as an information processing system, how humans communicate, we have to focus on that area, and people's physical and psychological requirement. Means, while designing or while thinking over the human being, we have to follow this thing. But what is the level of understanding of that particular human being? So that how he will process the thing, how he will communicate the thing, what are the physical and psychological needs of that particular human. Apart from this, human information processing also include characteristics of the human as a processor of information, display technology, fatigue, health, furniture and lighting, design for stressful and hazardous environment. So these are the parameters that we must track while designing the human interface. Computer system and interface architecture. The specialized component computers have for interacting with people. It means we are having specialized component by which computer can interact with that other people. We are having input and output devices which make use of the mechanics and characteristics of the particular hardware devices for performance, characteristics, human and system. Dialogue technique, the basic software architecture and the techniques for interacting with humans. Dialogue techniques in this is how a human being interact with that of another human being, how a human being interact with that of the machine, how a machine interact with that of the human being. All these parameters comes under the dialogue techniques. So the basic software architecture and technique for interacting with the human being involves dialogue inputs and output and interaction cost time, issues and all this. Right? Now let us discuss some development process. The construction and the evaluation of human interfaces. Design approaches. The process of design is that graphical design basis, typographic, color hardware, software engineering task, analysis, industrial design. They all form the part of process of design. Implementation techniques and tools. Tactics and tools for implementation and the relationship between the design, evaluation and implementation technique. Now, one question was cropping in your mind that why study human use of computer system? So the answer of this particular question is to get a business view, to get a personal view, to get a marketplace view. We need to process the human use of computer system. And when we talk about the business view, so business view basically includes to use human more productively, more effectively. The human cost now for outweight hardware और सॉफ्टवेयर कॉस्ट ह्यूमन बीइंग के ऊपर जितनी भी कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व होती है वो ज़्यादा होती है एज कम्पेयर टू दैट ऑफ द हार्डवेयर एंड सॉफ्टवेयर कॉस्ट, राइट. पर्सनल व्यू in which people view computer as appliances and want it to perform as one. Marketplace view, everyday people using computers. So how this computer is affecting the entire work scenario, it is said to be the marketplace view. Why study human use of computer system? The system view, complex human, complex computer, complex interface between the two. Every human being is having some sort of limitations. So while designing the human computer interfaces, we have to remove all these limitations so that the complexity at the end of human, at the end of computer and between two can be removed with the help of human computer interface. Now, let us give the answer of this question, that is why study human use of computer system. Now the social view in this regard says that computers contribute to critical part of our society and cannot be ignored. Very true. पूरी सोसाइटी में क्रिटिकल पार्ट रोल प्ले किया जाता है बाय द कंप्यूटर, आप उसको इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते. क्या have you seen some area in the society where the work is going on without computer? If no, that is why the computers cannot be ignored. So educate your children. Take medical histories and provide expert advice to them. So keep track of our credit worthiness. Play games and helps to form the policies. Control air and ground traffic flow. Book travel. All these are the areas for which we have to make use of the computer. That is why we have to study the human use of the computer system, because until and unless we will not study this part, that how this computer system could be of use for the human being, till then we will not be able to design the good human computer interface. Now let us discuss some areas where the human computer interface plays a very important role. In traffic control mechanism, news reading, hospitals, banks, educational institutes, all these are the prime areas where the human being basically make use of the computer system, without which life is not possible nowadays, right? So before ending this session, we are going to cover that how the use of human computer interface is so crucial, is so important in the current scenario. Apart from this, human computer interface includes the study of the use and the context of computer, human characteristics, computer system and its interface architecture, the development process. Human computer interface is worth studying because it aligns both human interest and economical interest. So, before ending, you have to give the answer of these two questions. Why study human use of computer system? And explain the development process also of the human computer interfaces, that how the development should be carried out, right? So with this we are going to finish this session. Thank you.